the thing is that, you know, and I'll go to task with people who call in and people who email, and I've had people write in and say, hey, look, I'm an atheist. Oh God, am I so sick of people trying to disarm me in their emails by saying, oh, I'm an atheist, as if I'm going to put you know, more credence in what you say. I'm an atheist and I'm a rational person, but I happen to have read this and seen this website and looked at this evidence, and I've come to a different conclusion from you, and I think that you should be open-minded and consider all of this because there really was a conspiracy. You know.
Right. I seem to remember Bob Carroll of the Skeptics Dictionary wrote somewhere that people absolutely love the Skeptics Dictionary until they come across the article that dismisses their favorite pet theory.
Right. But I mean, sending me an email, if you disagree...
By the way, there is a Skeptics Dictionary article relating to 9/11, or actually one relating to reptoids, and then there's another one that talks a bit about 9/11 at skeptic.com.
Yeah, with regard to the Osama question, I don't need to get into that because I don't really consider that to be a conspiracy at all. If the guy's willing to take credit for organizing stuff and put out videotapes about how much he hates the United States and is glad that what he orchestrated has come to pass, whatever. I mean, if you think there's some, that they set him up as a patsy, he's playing the role really well. But, you know, if you happen to disagree, great, fine. I'm fine with having discussions as long as you're actually going to present evidence to back up your claim, whatever it is. I've changed my mind on a number of times on a number of things, and it's all been based on evidence. You don't have to write in and start your email with, I'm an atheist and a rational person. That's not going to earn you any extra authority points in my book. It's almost as
one of the
bad.
reasons is I never believe what people say about their own state of mind, because because I don't think they should bother telling me about it. Just write something.
Well, to me, it's like the second worst thing you could write. The worst thing you could write to me is, I used to be an atheist.
Oh.
I hate that. I used to be an atheist. Hey, you know what? Cool. I used to be a Christian. So what? Let's go on to the next bit. When you demonstrate that you used to be a skeptic and now you're a believer, all you're saying is that you stopped being a skeptic, which isn't going to earn you any more points in my book, because you have to continue being a skeptic and be a believer, and then demonstrate the evidence for why not only you believe, but why you think I should believe as well. If your reason is, well, you just got to have faith, or God revealed himself to me
in a waterfall that split 3 ways.
Congratulations, that's esoteric information and does me absolutely no good. And it's silly of you to even try and present that as an argument to anybody.
This is another thing that's very similar to conspiracy theories, is there are all these people who used to be atheists just like me, and then they became Christians. How come they don't know how unconvincing their arguments are? How come not a single one of them has looked at their own arguments
and discovered the logical fallacies that are apparent to everybody else inside of 10 seconds.
And said, like, hey, the first cause argument used to sound dumb to me, so why am I accepting it now? And why am I expecting this guy to accept it when I wouldn't have accepted it when I was an atheist?
Yeah, I'd say that, you know, on the one hand, we define atheism as a lack of belief. But oftentimes what we're really talking about, and perhaps we need more labels or better labels, we're talking about intellectual atheism, not just you used to not believe, and you used to be critical in your speech about religion, and now you believe and you're religious. Being critical in your speech is not the same thing as being a critical thinker. And being able to analyze claims, as Russell pointed out, saying the first cause argument, you know, was absurd before, but now it makes sense. Okay, great. I fully accept that may be the case with somebody. Please provide the reason why the first cause argument is now all of a sudden valid. How did you get around the logical flaws? Have you developed a new argument that doesn't have these logical flaws?
Right, because I think if I ever become a believer, and it's for good, sound reasons, then I will know exactly how you think and try to come up with an argument that doesn't rely on all the same stuff that I currently think is dumb.
And I can almost guarantee you, without reservation, knowing Russell and I are friends in addition to the show, that if either one of us ever became a believer,
right,
and were convinced that we had done so for rational reasons, and came to the other person, that second discussion would either convince the other person that I was right and they would be a believer too, Or he'd be, no, 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 buddy, you made a critical error right here, and I'd go back to being a non-believer, and that would be the case. There would be no, well, you know, I just don't see it the way you see it, and I think we'll have to agree to a disagree, and you go on and be a believer for what you think are rational reasons and all. Yeah, it just wouldn't end that way.
I mean, it does happen that somebody becomes a believer for what ultimately come down to personal, non-repeatable reasons, like in the movie Contact, where she says, okay, I had an experience with the aliens, but it didn't get recorded, and I can't prove that it really happened to me, but I'm going to go ahead and believe. She realizes anyway, in the end, no, I can't convince these people of anything, and, you know, there's no reason that they have to believe. But she, you know, is honest about what happened and recognizes that her lack of evidence isn't going to help her with anyone else.
Yeah, if for example, one of the gods exists, let's just say Aphrodite, because I might as well go with one I'd like, and they appear to me in my room and demonstrate that they are really real. This isn't anything that I could possibly... By
performing acts that no human could possibly do? What?
I picked her for a reason.
Yeah.
But obviously, this would be completely personalized, esoteric information. I couldn't demonstrate it to anybody else. And I would submit that for those of you who are out there making claims like that, that you know God is real because you felt him or he's demonstrated himself in your life, to the point where you are certain that there's really a God and he's really done this demonstration for you, then the God you believe in is evil and cruel. That he would offer you evidence that's not available to other people and then punish them in whatever afterlife there is because he didn't provide them with the same justifiable reasons that he provided you. What a cruel, vicious monster that is, to just toy with people. Hey, I'm going to give this one evidence that's personal but incontrovertible. And this one over here I'm just going to leave without any evidence at all.
Right, but the ones that I've actually heard in detail don't seem all that incontrovertible. No. They're all the kind of things where I could say, yeah, I could experience the same thing, and I still don't think I'd believe. So this person seems more gullible than me. Like a person who says, well, my grandmother was sick and had a heart condition, and she didn't die.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, people get over heart conditions sometimes.
Yeah, cancer goes into remission.